Alright, this is going to be a short lesson on the keys and making sure you can play all 12 keys. And as you recall, in the front of your pink book, these charts are here, showing you the all white keys, all white triads, and then the scales, white sides, black middle triads, and then the scales, black sides, white middle triads, and then scales, and then the oddballs, B flat, B, and F sharp. But what you want to do is get so you can call them out to yourself. White sides, C, F, G, or C, G, F. White sides, black middle, D, A, E. Black sides, white middle, D flat, A flat, E flat, and oddballs, B flat, B, and F sharp. And then do the exercise that's on page 9, which is this. Just stepping up, and then skipping up. Right, so you're learning your keys and you're getting your hand position. It's critical to have the hand position. So you've got a nice arch here, your wrist is low, your fingers are curved, and the tips of the fingers are always tucked under here. Never like this, but always tucked under here. So you might even have to get your head all the way down to the side to be able to see it. So here we go. Here's G, F. And you want to get so that your fingers are always inside here. So you can play the sharps without having to slide in and out. Same on the black keys. So here's black sides, white middle. A flat. Whoops. Now even in the black keys you can still stay curved and inside the keys so that you're close to the black keys. Then here's E flat. Do, 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 do. Okay, so you want to get that with all of your 5-finger patterns. You want to be able to play all the triads and then all the little scales like that, and be able to say the names of the notes. D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, F sharp, A, F sharp, D. And you'll have to practice that slower because you'll realize that you don't know the letters as well as you think, especially some of the harder ones. E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, G, B flat, G, E flat. So nail that down with all the keys, and you go at your own speed. If you're just doing C and G, then the next week adding F and D, that's fine. But if you're somebody who can move faster, just do as many of them as you can at one time. All right, then we're going to look at page 18, which is Mary Had a Little Lamb, but the point of this exercise is using the 1 chord and the 5/7 chord. And you'll recall that the 1 chord is on the first note of the scale, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 chord comes from the 5th note of the scale, but typically it has a root 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Typically it has 4 notes, which is why we play this position. But what's important for you to know is that this is a 1 chord when you see that shape. This is a 5/7 chord when you see this shape. All right, and so now here's what you're actually doing. All right, here's a half step. Here's a half step. Here's a whole step. Here's a whole step. So a half step is always the very next note. A whole step is always skip a note. And it doesn't matter what kind of note it skips. So I'm going to get my 1-5-7-1 by here's my C major chord. I'm going to sort of flatten out my hand so you can see the fingers. All right, so you got 5-3-1. You always go down a half step with your little finger, and then without moving anything else, you play 5-2-1, and then you bring it back. So there's 5-3-1, down a half step, 5-2-1. But on this too, you want to have very curved fingers. And go to G. Now when you get to any key with a black key, you've got to be inside here, because you've got to go down a half step, which means a black key. So you don't ever want to see your hand doing this. It should be right here where you don't have to move. Now on the naming them, when it's in that shape, there's the name on the bottom, G. When it's in this shape, the name is on the top. And when you have this little squish in here, it's a dominant 7th. So that's going to be a D7. So here's G, 7G. C7, A, E, B7, E. So notice how my hand is just going up and down. You don't see any pushing or pulling or smashing, just right on it. So get so you can do that as fast as you can. C, G7C, G, D7G, F, C7F, D, A7D, A, E7A, E, B7E, D flat, A flat 7. Okay, now when you go to the D flat, I'm going to show you this again, sort of flat. So, because when you go down a half step, now it's going to be a white key, and you play 5, 2, 1 wherever you are. So, a little quicker, goes down a half step, play 5, 2, 1. So it's D flat, A flat 7, D flat, A flat, E flat 7, A flat, E flat, B flat 7, E flat. And then you go to the oddballs. B flat, F7, B flat, B, F sharp 7, B, and the last one is F sharp, C sharp 7, F sharp. Or this could be called G flat, D flat 7, G flat. So you want to get those nice, crisp, fast, and naming them all and understanding that if you move exactly the same way each time, and you've already learned your 5-finger positions, then it's literally impossible to miss it. Because you know your 5-finger patterns, you know you're going to go down a half step and play 5, 2, 1, and come back. So you want to really get that in your vocabulary. And then we're going to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, which is very easy, starting on the middle. And you'll notice that the progression is 1, 1, 5, 7, 1, 1, 1, 5, 7, 1. And that's easy for nearly everybody that I have. All right, so, but what is now important is that you know it started here, you know how the fingers moved, how the pattern moved, and you know what the chords are. So you're going to do that in every key. See, it's the very same thing. Then you go to F. But make sure you're touching all the right notes. And so on. And frankly, once you get this, I don't care if you just play part of it, like, boom, go to the next key. Because I want you to really understand and grasp those key positions and how you're transposing that. So that's a technique, chords and little scales, and then using your 1, 5, 7 chords for a piece.